Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, friends, and thank you for being with us tonight for Shabbat Across America, both in the room and on social media. And the first Friday of March. We are going to have our pianist Ruth Notive come up in a little while and play, so thank you to Ruth. We come together for our 29th annual Shabbat Across America, where thousands of Jews in synagogues, temples, Jewish centers, on campuses, and Jewish organizations are all sharing the beauty and special celebration with us. We hope that you, again, get to connect with your Jewish neshama as you enjoy the holy celebration of Shabbat. I'm Cantor Carol Garrett, and this is Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor. We want to inspire you, lift you up, and bring you a celebration of Judaism through the lens of inclusivity, rationality, and joy. Our service is rooted in the principles of love, respect, and forward thinking, honoring tradition while embracing the modern. No matter what nationality, creed, or religion that you follow, you are welcome at Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor. May you connect here with your heritage, your spirituality, and your community tonight as you hear the familiar prayers and perhaps some new ones. Thank you to everyone that worked so hard to bring all of us together tonight. And let us embrace the happiness and joy that comes from sharing this special time. And may we foster a spirit of unity and growth. Shabbat Shalom. So a little bit about Shabbat. Shabbat is celebrated by Jewish people all over the world. The rituals and prohibitions of Shabbat evolved over time, adapting to the social structures and customs of different communities. In Genesis, God created night and then day. That is why all Jewish holidays begin on the evening before the day of celebration. Shabbat is a weekly holiday and perhaps considered one of the most important ones. God rested on the seventh day, and so we are to rest. The traditions for Shabbat are mitzvahs defined as commandments, but as time has evolved, so have the Jewish people. We no longer see our divine power as a punishing God, but instead as a loving, compassionate co-creator within each of us, urging us to be our best selves. Oh, well. So we have a song for you that I wrote to, well, you tell me if you recognize the tune. And please sing along. The sun is setting on Friday night. The Sabbath begins to call. As a Jew, I get ready to welcome the bride. I'm here to answer the call. There are people to greet. They're my family tonight. They all come together to pray. We will drink the sweet wine. We will kindle the lights. We will live our lives better today. Shabbat. Shabbat. Shalom. Sing us a song to the Sabbath bride for love and kindness and peace. Well, we're all in the mood for tranquility and a time that our joy will increase. Well, I see a young lady next to me. She smiles and nods with her head. I'm so happy to meet her and joyfully greet her, and together our shalom is spread. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Sing a song to the Sabbath bride for love and kindness and peace. Well, we're all in the mood for tranquility and a time that our joy will increase. She says, dear, what I hear on the news today, it makes my hair stand on end. In this old crazy world, there is too much unrest. So what should we do, my friend? So I ask her if she wants to visit with our temple friends for tea. We can lift us all high with a prayer and a smile, and discussion is just what we need. I also ask her to volunteer to share Tikkun Olam. It's a date. Doing good deeds with others makes the world better. With friends we can help drive out hate. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Sing us a song to the Sabbath bride for love and kindness and peace. And remember that you have your part to play in creating a Shabbat of peace. Shabbat Shalom. So explaining the candles, which we're going to be coming up to next, the Shabbat candles were meant to represent Zachor, remembrance, and Shamor, observing the Sabbath. They were also meant to represent the husband and wife in the home. It's a mitzvah to light the candles, which means it used to be considered a commandment, and now it is your choice and maybe your honor. The candles are lit 15 minutes before sundown on Friday night and are meant to usher peace into the home. Rabbi Barry always said that the candles were the candles of light and reason. They are lit by women because Sarah, married to Abraham, was the first to have lit the candles in the Torah. However, it is the responsibility of every Jew to ensure that they are lit for Shabbat. Over the years, the term mitzvah has adapted to mean good deed. And as we have moved away from following all of the 613 commandments, the candles were said to have miraculously stayed lit from one Friday until the next. In the time of no electricity, candles were an important part of being able to navigate the darkness. So we have calling up Ruth Kromish and her daughter Wendy to light the Shabbat candles. They are also, wait a minute, I don't know what you told me. Oh, they are also sponsoring the Oneg family in honor and memory of Joseph L. Kromash. Well, thank you for that. And I'm so glad you're here. So, do you have the microphone? That would be helpful.
Do you want me to read the English as well? Sharon, read the English? Yeah. Okay. Hello. Lighting Shabbat candles is a way of making, before the
Yeah, you read it first and then
Okay.
Jeff.
Lighting Shabbat candles is a way of marking time. From the moment the candles are lit, Shabbat starts, and we enter into sacred time. Right after the candles are lit, and before saying the blessing, we bring the light towards ourselves 3 times in a scooping motion above the flames. The action of bringing the light of the candles toward us has been interpreted as welcoming Shabbat into our souls, or welcoming our ancestors into the space. So let us continue the beautiful ritual as we bring Shabbat into our lives tonight. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu b'havivnei shel Shabbat.
Amen. And is there anything you would like to say in honor of your father, right?
We miss him every day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ruth and Wendy. So we're not doing the Kiddush. Normally now we would do the Kiddush, and we're going to be doing that later. But the Kiddush means sanctification, which means making or declaring something holy. The Kiddush is another mitzvah or commanded prayer, and the ritual can be performed by a man or a woman, although more often by the head of the household. The Kiddush is one of the central prayers included in Shabbat before the meal of Friday night. The Kiddush is also recited for weddings, births, bar mitzvahs, and holidays, and 4 times on Passover. The Kiddush thanks God for the fruit of the vine, grape juice, alcoholic beverages, and most Jewish authorities agree that if wine is not available, the Kiddush can be recited over the bread. Wine symbolizes joy and relaxation, the essence of the elevated feeling we get when connecting to the community and to our divine force. The Kiddush is thought to originate from Babylonian Talmud between the 6th and 4th centuries. So a long time ago. So now we'd like to honor those that have March birthdays. And on this list, if you'd like to stand in place, Ramona Garner, Karen Cozy, Ed Gomez, and Harris Friedman. And we'd like to sing you Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov. Are there any other birthdays, by the way, or anniversaries? Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov and Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov, Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov, Siman Tov Siman Tov, Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov and Siman Tov Yehelanu. Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov and Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov and Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov and Siman Tov Yehelanu. Thank you. You may be seated. Happy birthday, Ramona. Siman Tov literally means a good sign of good luck, and it's on a happy occasion as a prayer and greeting to our fellows. Mazel Tov is good luck. Mazel means luck, and Tov is good. It is meant to convey congratulations and good fortune. And now I have the Yivarechecha, which is the blessing that is said by Aaron and his descendants, the Kohanim, in the book of Numbers, to use to bless the Israelites, invoking divine protection, favor, and peace upon all of them. It's often recited during temple services or holidays, raising the hands in the Spock kind of, raising the hands to signify God's blessing and presence over the congregation. The prayer is 3 parts. May God bless you and keep you. May God turn his face toward you. And may God give you peace. What do you think they mean by that? I know, I'm just springing it on you. So we're going to first say I think we'll skip Shahayanu at this point. Oh, no, maybe not. So I'm going to do the Yivarechecha. This is a new one that you've not heard before, written by a friend of mine and a major player in the Jewish world, Alan Goodis. He was in Michigan when I was there. So I learned this then. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha ve'kuneka yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom ken yehi ratzon. May God bless and keep you forever and ever. May you be kind and gracious to one another. May the light upon your face surround you every day. And may God grant you peace. Can you hear our tone? Can you hear our tone? Can you hear our tone? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So this next song we are doing is actually, we were going to have Ruth play it until we realized that the key that it's in on the computer is a completely different key than I have the music for. So we're going to show you the video of Rabbi singing his famous Shabbat Across America. So please enjoy.
Traveling far for thousands of years, led by a six-pointed star. Free, now at last we are free to celebrate Shabbat with our family. Everywhere in every shul, Shabbat across America, in search of our souls renew. Shabbat's coming to America. Oh, now becomes a sacred place as our families we embrace. Sabbath lights turning warm from Orthodox to Reform. Our prophets dream don't seem so far away as we envision a brand new day where all conflict will cease and the world is at peace. Synagogues across the land, Shabbat's coming to America, a time to learn and understand. Shabbat across America, got a dream we've come to share. Shabbat across America, of a world that's just and fair. Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America, Shabbat across America today. 2, 3, to play, to sing. Our prophets speak to me sweet words of harmony, of peace I sing. Our love we bring today. Tosha, Tova, Torah.
Arnie, I don't know if you remember Arnie. Arnie produced that. So, and recently, Marcy, we were at a party, and Rabbi got up and sang this song, and Marcy sent me the video of it. So I've been watching it actually, and Rabbi got up and sang this. So the Shehechianu is a Jewish prayer that expressed gratitude for God for new experiences. We say it the first time we do something, the first time in a week, in a year, or the first time ever. We can say it for the first time wearing a new skirt, or the first time we have a baby, or eat a new fruit, or celebrate a holiday in that year, or first time we swim with dolphins. It's a blessing to continue to remember each day the gratitude we have for being alive and being able to continue to wake up and to breathe. It literally means thank you to God who has given us life. So please join in the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu v'hazeman hazeh. Amen. And of course, it's the first Shabbat across America, so we're saying Shehechianu for that, as well as the birthdays, and for all of you being here. So Lechadodi. Lechadodi is the next song that we're going to be talking about. It means, come my beloved, because we think of Shabbat as our beloved bride, kind of. So Shabbat is white linens and purity and the ending of the week, the metaphor of the groom going to meet his beloved. It is a poetic interpretation of welcoming Shabbat and is considered a key part of the Kabbalah Shabbat ceremony. It was composed by Rabbi Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz in the 16th century in Safed, Israel, where Kabbalistic teachings were prominent, using imagery from the Song of Songs to express the mystical connection between the Jewish people and Shabbat. Kabbalah is what we have heard about, the stars such as Madonna studying, mystical Judaism that encompasses more of the science and energy of our beliefs. It was said at one time that to study Kabbalah, you had to be at least 40 years old. No one at this point can determine when someone is ready to study the mystical teachings of the universe. And in fact, some people never do. And maybe some people are 12 and they begin to study. We don't have any limits anymore on how old you have to be. So please join in the Lechadodi with me. When we get to the Bowie, we stand up. So that's the third line. Lechadodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mokeha bracha merosh mekedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'amlach shavdat chichla. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Now if you'll face the door, because we faced the Shabbat bride when we came in. Boi v'shalom aderet bala gabim simcha uzola tochemenu segula. Boikala. You may turn around and sit down if you want. Lecha dodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat Lecha dodi likra kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please join in a responsive reading. Okay. Shabbat is a holiday of joy. It comes not once a year, but every week to affirm the core teachings of Judaism.
The triumph of life, the goal of peace, the love of family, the affirmations of our Jewish identity.
After a week of effort, sometimes of strife, often even of uninspiring routine,
Shabbat comes to symbolize the renewal of life and the renewal of peace.
after a week of making our way in the world, Shabbat is a time for renewing our attachments to our Jewish values and teachings.
Our collected memories and hopes for the future, our bonds with Jews all over the world.
On Shabbat, we celebrate the gift of life and possibility.
On Shabbat, we put aside conflict and make peace with one another.
Can you hear that song? On Shabbat, we draw renewed sustenance from the love of family and friends. And I felt so much love this last week. I was sick with COVID. I was really sick. And many of you reached out to me, and I just felt so loved and so appreciated. That's why I wasn't here last week. And I'm just glad to be back with you all and back and healthy. But thank you all, everybody who picked up and took on the Shabbat and did it without me. So thank you all for that. Thank you. Thank you. So the Baruch Hu is our first standing prayer and a call to worship. It's call and response prayer, directing our attention away from ourselves and toward the divine. This prayer was originally considered so holy that it could only be said in the presence of a quorum of 10 adult Jewish males. 10 males, Jewish. It is begun by the prayer leader, "Blessed are you who is to be blessed." And then the congregation responds, "Blessed are you to be blessed now and forever." So if you would like to rise for the Baruch Hu in body, mind, or spirit. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Ooh, I like that harmony. Thank you. Responsive reading. The Ma'ariv, Aravim, is a prayer said in the evening, expressing thanks for darkness and light and the ability to see the difference between the two. The words of this prayer reflect the gradual movement from one stage to the other, golel or mipnei choshesh v'choshech mipnei or, rolling light away from darkness and darkness in front of the light. Uma'ariv yom umbe'laila, causing day to pass and bringing on the night. Even the phrase Ma'ariv Aravim is transitive. Who evenings the evening. Together.
The Ma'ariv Aravim words remind us that we don't need to wait for once-in-a-lifetime moments to acknowledge the change we often miss. We can do this each and every night and each and every day.
The Shema is a call to worship. It means listen, Israel, to what I'm going to say. That the Lord is our God and that God is one. What do you think is meant by that? It was a daily prayer and dates back to the first millennium BC. The prayer is found in Deuteronomy. The Shema is to be recited when waking and when lying down. If I die before I wake, it's a declaration of belief. So if also said when someone converts, when someone is born, when someone dies. Many people cover their eyes when saying the Shema to eliminate distraction and focus on the prayer. The practice of covering one's eyes was first found in the Talmud when it mentions that Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, the prince, who lived in the 2nd century, covered his eyes to avoid being distracted by his students. So now they take on that, doing that all the time so that we're not distracted by each other. But I kind of think it's beautiful to be aware of each other as we say something so important like, I have a belief. So if you'd like to join me in rising to say the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. The V'ahavta begins with, you shall love, and is a continuation of the Shema. It's a reminder that we are the people that believe in one universal power, which we choose to call God. It's a mitzvah to recite these words with joy and passion, with all your heart and soul. The original text comes from Deuteronomy and Numbers in the Torah. This prayer, along with the Shema, is written on parchment paper and placed inside the mezuzahs that we place on our doorposts. These prayers are part of the central prayers recited twice in the morning and twice in the evening service. This prayer is one of the most required prayers to be learned when studying for a B'nai Mitzvah, and it is considered a central tenet of our faith, requiring us to live by the values of love and compassion for each other, for the animals, and for the land that we live on. So if you'd like to join in the V'ahavta, unless somebody else would like to chant it. Somebody else want to chant the V'ahavta? No? Okay. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol avavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'eleh Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uktavtam al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim leyot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Amen. Please join in a responsive reading. Let us make this new Shabbat better than those before.
We seek to touch those we love.
We seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves.
We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world.
We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others.
We reach toward one holy and perfect moment of Shabbat.
The Michamocha, who is like you, it's part of the Song of the Sea, Shirat Hayam. In Exodus, the Jews crossed the sea that parted and exclaimed this as a song of joy and gratitude for rescuing us. It is especially said during Passover when recalling the Exodus from Egypt. The Shabbat in which this poem is read is called the Shabbat of Song, the Shabbat Shira. In daily prayer, it is part of the morning Shacharit service or the morning Tefillah service. So if you'd like to join me in the contemporary traditional Isidore Fried Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha be'alim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Malkudecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Zeli anu v'amaru Miriam. Adonai lo, Adonai lo, leolam vaed. The next song really doesn't need much introduction. Hine Matov, light up the world. Oh, can we just switch? Can we pass that by? Thank you. I will be moved. Okay. Hine Matov. Yananai, yananai, hine matov. Yananai, yananai, humanayim. Yananai, yananai, shevet achim. Shevet achim, gam yachad. So light up the world, oh, brothers and sisters, together with peace and love. Bring light to the world, oh, sisters and brothers, and sing Hine Matov. Yananai, yananai, Hine Matov. Yananai, yananai, umanayim. Yananai, yananai, shevet achim. Shevet achim gam yachad. I have the avot now, but you want to do it or just skip it? The avot v'himahot is a prayer for our ancestors, stating that we each can have the same relationship with God as they did. The traditional version of this prayer only mentions the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Reform movement added Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. The Reform movement also changed the wording to mean gives life to all rather than revives the dead when referring to God. The melody of the Ashkenazi Jews on Friday night is a minor, meaning a lowered third and sometimes the seventh of the scale. So a normal scale, da 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 da, and the minor is da 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 da. So it's a different scale that the Ashkenazis use, which is mostly the songs that we sing are Ashkenazi. The tune has been passed down from generations, L'Dor Va-Dor. This is the first blessing in the Amidah, or considered the standing prayers. So if you'd like to join in the Avot v'Imahot, please rise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh hakol, V'zocher sasdei avot v'imahot, Umevi gula livnei v'neihem, L'man shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'mashiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'etzrat Sarah, Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, v'kedoshim b'kol yom, Yehallelujah Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Amen. And in the liturgy, it actually names Leah before Rachel, and we have changed it over time. And so, why is that? Based on where they came in the Torah. So they said, wait, they decided that they thought that it didn't have to be who was the most important, it was who came chronologically. Leah was older, yeah. Leah, he married Leah first and then Rachel, but we change it and we say Rachel because we kind of consider Rachel like in the Reform movement maybe more important than Leah because he wanted to marry Rachel. Anyway, so in the liturgy though, it really has Leah first, and we change it every week. In fact, every time I look at it, I have to in my mind change it in my head. Yeah, maybe we'll change it. Okay. Food for thought, Sharon. So before the silent meditation, let us remember to tell those we care about how much they are appreciated. May we be there for each other in times of need, and remember that the world we live in is truly amazing. In this spiritual family, let us lead by strength and example. May we search within for the road to our utmost happiness. With each quiet breath we take, may we feel more at peace and further discover those things that we need to let go of. This week is the week of transformation. The universe asks for you to dig deep and find what and who truly encourages you. Silent meditation.
We have those on our healing list, and we wish them all a refuah shalema, which means a full recovery to good health, whether they're in need of spiritual, physical, or mental health healing. Rita Alsman, Andy Beta, Michelle Bernstein, Nancy Beyer, Stephen Denmark, Mary Dishner, Michelle Eric, Irene Feinblatt, Eileen Fisher, Laura Gallagher, Ela Goldman, Sidney Grossman, Fern Hayder, Jonathan Harvey, Nadine Herbst, Tara Hollander, Vicki Hollander, Shelley Horowitz, Iris Jacob, Laurie Judge, Celia Cohn, Samantha Cohn Bartleman, David Kotlier, Linda Kupperman, Penny Martin, Sherry Medler, Lori Messinger, Dr. Stephen Millman, Melissa Swanson Musel, Dr. Suter Nair, Alfred Paritsky, Arlene Pearl, David Perlman, Laura Perlman Devins, Vivian Pronin, Bernie Rosen, Michael Rosenthal, Sheila Rubin, Dr. Jack Sabo, Laura Santa Cruz, Miriam Sivak, Harry Stone, Michelle Stone, Terry Toll, Jacob Viner, Naomi Volin, Alan von Rapaki, Marcia Werby, Martin Winston, and Charles Wood. And Carol will go around the room.
Are there any other names? Thank you. Thank you. Mishabera. 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 Mishmera. Mishmera. Thank you, Mishmera. Mishabera. Anybody else? Kat Jackson. Jennifer Strauss. Thank you. The world, our earth, our country. Please join in singing with me the Mishabera for yourself and all those mentioned, and anyone that's not mentioned, struggling with disease or addiction. Mishabera avotinu mekur habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishabera imotinu mekur habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Can you hear that song? So now we're going to call up for the Hakafah, and Ruth's already getting up and coming and being ready. You're amazing, Ruth. Thank you. We are calling up to Carrie, Jackie Alpern, and Kim McCurry, but we have a quick reading before. Let us prove ourselves worthy of the Torah, our precious tree of life, and allow it to grow as all trees do.
With branches and limbs reaching out in all directions, spreading love, peace, truth, and justice throughout the world.
Amen. And Jackie and Kim, could you please come up to carry the Torah? Yes. Thank you. Please say hi to your neighbors since you're all standing and looking at each other anyway. Hi. So I wanted to tell you, I wore this special talit. I don't know if you can see it. There's all kinds of different children on here of all different nationalities. And I thought Shabbat Across America, right? In America, we are a melting pot of all nationalities, although some people in our government don't think so. But almost every single one of us, except for the Native Americans, got here as immigrants, and we are definitely a melting pot. So Shabbat Across America, this is my special talit for Shabbat Across America. And somebody had a question, do I have to use my talit to touch the Torah? And I think we're pretty relaxed here. You know, it used to be, and I suppose if you went to a more traditional temple, you know, you don't touch the Torah with your hands. But First of all, these aren't really kosher Torahs, either of them. And secondly, most people aren't wearing talits at this point in our particular group. So I think it's okay. If you want to touch it and you want to kiss it with your fingers and your hand, that's fine with me. And if you feel differently, come borrow my talit. Thank you. Please take a seat. So we're not going to open the Torah tonight because it's Shabbat Across America, so we're doing something a little different. I have something to tell you about Shabbat Across America. I look out and I'm just so grateful to be here, by the way. Thank you all so much. Just all your gorgeous, beautiful, loving faces. My goodness. As we gather here tonight on this night of Shabbat Across America, we share in the sacredness of this Shabbat across the vast expanse of our great nation. We are inviting you to step into something much greater than yourself. We make ourselves vulnerable. We give ourselves away as we call out the names for God. We are hypnotized by the beauty that surrounds our customs, coming to believe, even in these short few hours, in the possibility of the mysterious and the power of our faith. We are not just marking another day of rest in the week. We are being invited into a moment of profound connection, both with the divine and with one another. In our tradition, we speak of God in many ways, as creator, as king, as father, and as friend. But one way we might consider God, one that is often overlooked, is God as a verb of being, a verb of love, a verb of commitment to a greater calling, a verb of responsibility to this earth and to the people on it. The great I am, the Hayah, brings us into being moment by moment, breath by breath. Hineni, I am here. God does not simply exist. God is the force of existence itself. God is the essence of each of us, the still small voice and the compassionate thoughts that ask us to protect one another. In this sense, God is not distant or abstract, but active and living in every moment. Every breath we take, every heartbeat that sustains us is a manifestation of the God's ongoing presence in our lives. When we think of God in this way as a verb, as a living, breathing force, Shabbat becomes more than just a time for physical rest. It becomes a time for spiritual renewal, for re-engaging with the source of our very being. Shabbat helps us to connect with the mysterious, the unimaginable, the undefinable. It is a space and time where we can stand still, free from the constant rush of our busy lives, and open ourselves to that which is beyond our understanding. We are given this gift each week, a time to pause and a time to listen. It is not a time to define, but more a time to feel and connect, a time not just to pause, but to listen, and not just with our ears, but with our hearts and minds, a time to commune with the essence of the divine, that which is greater than anything we can define with our limited language or concepts. As we sit together, lighting candles, singing prayers, sharing in the oneg together, we invoke the spirit of the future and the consciousness of the past. The words we speak are not just our own. They are the same words spoken by generations of Jews, stretching back over thousands of years. These prayers are more than mere words. They are vessels, carrying with them the consciousness of all who have prayed them before us. L'Dor Va-Dor. In the echoes of our ancestors, we bond together with the present and the past and propel ourselves towards our future. When we recite these ancient prayers, we tap into a deep and timeless energy, the very power of the medieval world, the power that sustained our ancestors through their struggles, through their joys, through their trials, and through their triumphs. By speaking these ancient prayers and poetic words, we are calling into being the same presence of God that has been invoked through millennium, from the earliest days of our people to this very moment. When we recite the Shema, we are not simply affirming our belief. We are participating in an ongoing act of creation, connecting to the very breath of the universe itself. Shabbat is a sacred invitation, a chance to step away from the noise of our everyday lives and connect with the mysterious and the eternal. It allows us to feel the presence of the divine, to remember that we are not just individuals living in isolation, but part of a larger, living tradition, a community that stretches back through time and will continue forward long after we are gone. As we sit tonight and share in the beauty of Shabbat, let us take a moment to reflect on the great mystery of that. May you take the time this Shabbat to connect to the regalia of the ancient traditions that surround us. Let us acknowledge that God is not just a distant concept, but an active force of love and compassion in our lives. Let us recognize that we too are part of that divine flow, the verb of being. And let us take strength from the knowledge that through Shabbat, we are connected not only to one another, but to the very source of life. Shabbat Shalom, and may this Shabbat bring you peace, connection, and a deeper understanding of the divine presence that lives within and all around us. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. So I have a song for you, which many may know. And I hope you sing along, and you'll catch on really quickly probably, so sing along, especially when we get to the chorus. Wherever you go, there's always someone Jewish. You're never alone when you say you're a Jew. So when you're not home and you're somewhere kind of newish, the odds are don't look far, 'cause they're Jewish too. Amsterdam, Disneyland, Tel Aviv. Oh, they're miles apart. You know what? I'm going to change the key just a little because it's too low for a lot of you. You're not able to sing there. I made everything really low because my throat and my cold, but some of it is so low that I'm having trouble even myself. Wherever you go, there's always someone Jewish. You're never alone when you say you're a Jew. So when you're not home and you're somewhere kind of newish, the odds are don't look far, 'cause they're Jewish too. Amsterdam, Disneyland, Tel Aviv. Oh, they're miles apart. But when we light the candles on Sabbath Eve, we share in the prayer in each one of our hearts. Some Jews live in tents, and some live in pagodas, and some Jews pay rent, 'cause the city's not free. And some Jews live on farms in the hills of Minnesota, and some Jews wear no shoes and sleep by the sea. Amsterdam, Disneyland, Tel Aviv. Oh, they're miles apart. But when we light the candles on Sabbath Eve, we share in the prayer in each one of our hearts. And some Jews wear hats, and some Jews wear sombreros, and some Jews wear keffiyehs to keep out the sun. And some Jews live on rice, and some live on potatoes, or waffles, falafels, or hamburger buns. Amsterdam, Disneyland, Tel Aviv. Oh, we're miles apart. But when we light the candles on Sabbath Eve, we share in the prayer in each one of our hearts. Wherever you go, there's always someone Jewish. You're never alone when you say you're a Jew. So when you're not home and you're somewhere kind of newish, the odds are you look far, 'cause they're Jewish too. The odds are don't look far, 'cause they're Jews just like you. Great song, right? So please join in the responsive reading for the merger poem. And then all that has divided us will merge.
Wedded to power.
And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind.
And then both men and women will be gentle.
And then both women and men will be strong.
And then no person will be subject to another's will.
And then all will be rich and free and varied.
And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many.
And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance.
And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old.
And then all will nourish the young.
And then all will cherish life's creatures
and then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth.
And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. By
Can you
Judy
hear our
Chicago.
song? So the Kaddish is often thought to be Hebrew. We're going to get ready to do that in a moment. But in fact, it's Aramaic. The tradition of honoring a yurtzeit originated in the 11th century during the Crusades in Rhineland. The Kaddish speaks of debt, the debt of gratitude we owe for being able to love our cherished one, and depth, the depth of our love, which physical separation cannot ever take away from us. But the Kaddish does not speak at all of death, surprisingly. The Kaddish is a thank you for life. It is a hymn of praise to Adonai, that miraculous power, and a prayer for the speedy establishment of peace on earth. It is, in essence, not a mourner's prayer at all. It's a prayer of life.
So now we remember those who have recently passed. We'd like to remember them with love. Bert Aronoff, Landon Coggin, Amy I. Fernandez, Mark Finkelstein, John Hermans, Saul Herbst, Donald C. Ingram, Karem Oberoi, Alan Zenick. We remember those whose yahrzeit occurs during this month of March. Harold Bernay, Elda Bernstein, Louis Bernstein, Charles Beyer, Dr. Jamie Blau, Manny Brooker, Ellie Brusso, Doreen Burstein, Sarah Butler, Richard Chapnick, Alice Cohen, David Dworkin, Richard Farkas, Gordon Francis, Sandra Furman, Blanche Zeitz Gitterman, Esther Glass, Bessie Glauberman, Jacob Glauberman, Louise Graff, Lori Grosky, Charlotte Harris, Horace Hecht, Carol Kahn, Paul Keslin, Paul Klang, Rebecca Klang, Laura Koss, Rose Kraft, Joseph L. Cromash, who the oneg is in honor of, Jack Notiff, Sam Perlman, Bernard Posner, Dorothy Posner, Solomon Purish, Ruben Radak, Robert Rodriguez, Max Rosenberg, Jane Rosenblum, Alvin Sabo, Sarah Seid, Joyce Seligman, Rabbi Barry Silver, Louis Sitkoff, Barbara Smith, Charlotte Sontag, and Philip Wendler. Does anybody have any others?
Thank you. I was thinking Gene Hackman and his wife, too. Didn't they just pass away? Any other names? Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Any other names? Yes. Thank you. Any others? My heart goes out to all of you that are grieving. And please join. It's be your custom to rise in body, mind, or spirit for the Kaddish. Yid Kadal v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'Alma Divra Hirutei V'Yamlich Malchutei V'Chayechon Uv'Yemechon Uv'Chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uzman Kariv V'Imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mivarach Le'alam Almei Almaya Yid Barach V'Yid Vabat V'Yid Pa'ar V'Yid Raman V'Yid Naseh V'Yid Hadar V'Yid Haleh V'Yid Halal Shmei Dechudashah Barichu Le'ela Minko Birchata V'Shirata Tush B'chata V'Nechamata Diamran B'Alma V'Imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Imramav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'Imru Amen. And we add that extra Yoshvei Tevel because it says, may God take care of this, and we say, and all of us, right? Because it isn't just up to God to change the world and make the world better. It's also up to all of us. So Yoshvei Tevel, all of us as well. Thank you. You may be seated. So the Aseh Shalom is a prayer that means, may the one who makes peace in the heavens make peace for us. And it's often sung right after the Kaddish. The prayer comes from the book of Job, and it's a reminder that even in the dark times, peace is possible. There are hundreds of melodies for most of these prayers, We as Jews tend to find a melody that we grew up with, and we think that that is the only melody or the major melody for that prayer. Judaism is an evolving religion, and so as people write new pieces, as we evolve in a new way of life, the melodies are written to go with the times. There are melodies thousands of years old, and so only days old, some of them, that may someday be the melody for the next generation, or may even become your favorite setting for the prayer. We are going to do a contemporary melody by Nurit Hirsch, which I think was written in the 30s. Use shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. So, the final benediction for Shabbat Across America, as we come to the close of this sacred Shabbat, united across this great land, let us lift our hearts in gratitude and hope. We thank you, Adonai, for the gift of this time, for the moment of rest and reflection that have allowed us to reconnect with the God of our understanding and with each other. In the quiet moments of this Shabbat, we have felt the presence of the divine, hopefully, and we are reminded that you are the verb of being, ever present, ever creating, ever sustaining. We pray that the light of Shabbat may continue to guide us in the days ahead, giving us the strength to carry forward the values of justice, compassion, and peace that we all hold so dear. May we as individuals and as a nation remember the call to honor each other, to respect the dignity of every human being, and to work together towards a world of greater understanding and kindness. In this moment, let us also give thanks for the land we live in, the land of freedom, the land of possibility. We hope to keep it that way. We hold fast to hope and faith in America, a nation founded on the principles of liberty and justice for all. May we in our communities and as a nation continue to strive to live up to these ideals, and as a unified people to foster unity and to work together for the common good. As we leave this space, may the blessing of Shabbat remain with us, filling our hearts with peace, our minds with wisdom, and our hands with the work of Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. May we have the courage to face the challenges of the future with faith in each other and in the promise of a better tomorrow. May we not be scared away by what we hear in the news, but may we strongly move forward and do what needs to be done to make this world better. May the light of Shabbat guide us always, and may we continue to be a source of light and a blessing for the world. Again, Shabbat Shalom. Please join in Hatikva. So we're going to rise in a moment, but the meaning is hope, Hatikva. Considered a Jewish national anthem, in 1897, the first Congress in Basel, Switzerland, the delegates joined together to sing Hatikva. It's a two-line Zionist song that would later, in 2004, become the Jewish national anthem. This was originally a 9-stanza poem written by Nefalti Hertz Imber, born in 1856 in Hungary, Galicia. There was some controversy related to this being chosen as the national anthem because it did not mention God or faith. An alternative prayer was written but did not catch on. What do the words mean? As long as Jewish spirits yearn deep in the heart, with eyes turned east, looking towards Zion. Our hope is not yet lost, the hope of 2 millennia, to be a free people in our land, the land of Zion and Jerusalem. Please join in Hatikvah.
Ohofia, Utpate Mizra, Adima, Ayin Letzion, Sophia, Od Lo Avdo Tikvatenu, HaTikva Shenot Apayim, Liodam Choshi, Be'artzenu, Eretz Zion, Berushalayim, Liodam Choshi, Be'artzenu, Eretz Zion, Berushalayim. Thank you. Please be seated for
Thank
the
you. And I
announcements.
call on Sharon for the announcements. And Ruth,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here. L'Dor Va-Dor welcomes one and all. Thank you for being a part of Shabbat Across America with hundreds, thousands of synagogues throughout North America, United States, and Canada doing what we're doing tonight, but not in as wonderful a way as Cantor Carol did. So thank you, Cantor Carol. This Tuesday night, we have a touch of Jewish history with L'Dor Va-Dor, Neil Diamond, Tuesday, March 11th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. He's singer and songwriter. Please see us on Zoom. And next Friday night, join in the fun, dress in costume or mask, and we need some volunteers. We're looking for participants for the service to join together to read the adapted Megillah that Cantor Carol adapted for us, a story of Queen Esther. And if you know Yiddish, there's Yiddish in it. So please join us online or here, and we're also going to have Sandon Shevlin, our musician, along with Ruth Noda. And the following Shabbat, we're going to have a musical celebration paying tribute to Rabbi Barry on his first yard site, March 21st. And we will invite people, if they want to say a word or two, something, come up, or they can say in their place, and we can pass the mic around. So it'll be a very special and unique service that evening. On Saturday, I've got the wrong date. I'm sorry. It's Saturday, March 22nd. That's wrong. At 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Pompey Park, we have All People's Day Diversity Festival. Cantor Carol will be singing along with many other musicians, and there'll be dancing and activities. And we, L'Dor Va-Dor, will have a booth inside, and we'll be promoting L'Dor Va-Dor as well as having an activity for some of the children that'll be there. And it is, that's wrong. It's not March 30th. It's March 22nd. Sunday, March 30th at Old School Square. If you haven't heard of Kululam, we are getting Kululam. And Kululam is an opportunity to join together in song with our interfaith community and make our community stronger by doing so. We have the availability of getting tickets at 50% off. They're not inexpensive, but it is worth your while. It is a promotion for the Delray Beach Interfaith Clergy Committee, which I think Cantor Carol is now going to be part of. And it's, yeah, so it's called Harmonies of Hope, a concert for unity and peace. And it's March 30th, Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Old School Square. But you do need to go online and buy the tickets. They're coming from Israel to lead us in song. And then we have our special community and congregational pre-Passover Seder led by Cantor Carol Garrett. Don't pass over being together with us on Sunday, April 6th at 1 p.m., again at the Flakowitz private banquet room that we had last year. And you can buy tickets you can buy your lunch online at our Passover Seder link on our website, or you can give us a check here at Shabbat or mail one in. And enjoy great music a wonderful Passover Seder, wonderful food, and being together. We also, I want to tell you about during the Oneg, you can purchase for a minimum donation of $5 or more, beautiful handmade greeting cards by Nilda, and Nilda will have them in the back, and they're just gorgeous greeting cards for all different seasons. I want to thank Cantor Carol and Ruth Notiff and Nolan and Ed and Jim and the greeters and the Oneg helpers. Thank you for being here, and please stay for our Oneg Shabbat, and thank you to the Kromash family for sponsoring our Oneg, and please enjoy some Nash. And just see us on our email and our website, ledorvador.org. We're doing it in the back. We're doing it in the back, please. Yes, after the finish.
I also wanted to say March 30th, the Jewish Federation is participating in the Pride Parade in downtown Lake Worth. So if you're interested in actually being in the parade, they're giving away T-shirts. You just have to sign up with Jewish Federation and actually walk in the parade. But if you just want to come, you know, Jewish Federation is, for the first year, really helping to be part of LGBTQ community. And, you know, the Jewish people really need to stay strong, that we believe in diversity and we accept and we, you know, love people that are diverse, and we want to make sure that that continues to be out there in the world, because there's just been so much lately that people are really afraid. So if you want to join, that's also the same day as Cocoon Olam. So I'm going to be in the parade. I'm going to be running from Lake Worth to Delray. But I hope you'll join.